right, now to our first conversation. We see the Nigerian baking industry has had its challenges in 2024, from rising prices of ingredients for production to higher prices of bread. Well, let's delve into key factors shaping its trajectory in 2025, exploring challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for bakers and consumers alike. And joining us for this conversation, we have Engineer Emmanuel Onwara, the president, Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria. It's great to have you. Last time I saw you, 2024, not so long ago. And, you know, looking at your industry, you know, in 2024, we've seen, you did share with me some key ingredient price movements. They just kept going up and up. The likes of flour there, see, from 43,000 naira in January 2024 to 68,000, adding about 25,000 naira to the price. Milk added 35,000 naira. Sugar added 33,000 naira. Yeast added 21,000 naira to its price when you compare that from January to December. So I guess providing our daily bread, producing our daily bread wasn't easy.
Thank you, Ladi, for having me.
Right.
A very wonderful, prosperous 2025 to you.
Yes.
To Nigerians, to all bakers in Nigeria, and especially to my PBAN members. I wish every one of them a happy, joyous, and prosperous 2025.
With a lot of bread. Affordable bread in 2025.
Affordable is relative. Here you go. Ladi, you don't come again. Oh, all said and done, if things are fine, you know, why do you want price increases? Price increases stifle everything you do as businesses. You know, when prices are stable, if you play through at a particular rate, you know, you understand, you can be able to do what? To grow your business. You can be able to plan. You can be able to forecast. Last year was just a wild card for us bakers. How we survived 2024, I don't even know. That was why, like yesterday at church, I was like, wow. You know, happy survival to all Nigerians. It was that bad, especially for us in the baking industry and manufacturers generally. It didn't smile for us at all. It was crazy. You know, and as the president of an association, everything was lying on my shoulders. Sometimes I couldn't even sleep. People were calling me. Businesses were going down. People were being upended here and there. Health were failing and all of it. You know, before you know it, prices kept escalating. Look at it there. Look at it there. Look at the projection. Look at the data. Look at the increase in the price of flour. About 55-point-something% increase in the price of flour. Okay, and that is the big elephant in the house for us. Sugar, softener, margarine, ascorbic acid, everything we use in baking bread kept going up north. You know, nothing came down south. So it was a miracle that we survived. And well, like you said, let's do a prognosis of 2025 and see where we all will be at the end of the year. I just hope for a better year, for a good year, for a year that Nigerians will see the benefits of governance. You know, that the political class should be able to put on their thinking cap and think for Nigerians. Nigerians are going through a lot. We are very peaceful and resilient people. If not for the resilience of Nigerians, me and you for no sit down here, they talk with you, they talk today. But it's all good. You know, once there is life, there is hope.
There's hope. There's hope. And, you know, looking at those prices there for most of the inputs that we use for production, what can we learn from 2024 to get these prices down? Because when we get the ingredients, the price of production down, then the consumers can have some kind of hope.
Well, I think everything borders on the government, really. The fiscal and monetary policies must be spot on. Okay? And the big elephant in the house last year was the FX. For an impact-dependent economy, you devalued, and they were telling us, the FG will keep telling us, and the CBN governor, that the Naira is overvalued. What is the fair value of the Naira? Why couldn't the Naira be stable? Why couldn't those that are importing get this thing from the bank? Why must they source from black market? Because people were hedging, all right? The disparity between the black market and official market was crazy. Was not about it was about 200 naira, if I'm not mistaken. So what businesses survive on those models? You understand? The irreducible minimal for businesses to thrive in Nigeria is a FX that is that you can plan with. For instance, the premise, the budget, I think on 1,500 naira. All right, let it go around. If it is 1,500 naira, let those that are importing know, so that they be able to plan. They can do their forecast. You understand? The other time, the MD of financial derivatives, at the beginning of last year, he was saying that by 2024 December, that the dollar was going to plateau at 1,200. Did it ever happen? No. For instance, as an SPE member, I need to buy dollar to renew my membership of Society of Petroleum Engineers. I've not been able to do it. I'm waiting. When it will come down, this guy kept going up until he just stopped at 1,750 naira. Businesses died in Nigeria. Look, if I tell you that 40% of my members lost their business, you would not agree with me. Even in my own business, it was topsy-turvy. Our capacity dropped by as much as 70%. You understand? The cost of spares were going up, the cost of materials were going up, and in all of this, the government came with a minimum wage that they expect that you must pay in a business that is not thriving. And look at it, the average Nigerian pocket has been totally wiped out. There is no expendable income. Families that were going on one bread a day before, just a pack, a 70 gram pack size, could no longer buy. So went to maybe 100. All around you, you go across the malls, you see beggars everywhere. Okay. You go to go to restaurants, or just walk around Lagos and parts of the country. Everywhere were beggars, not because they like to beg, but because the situation of the country has forced people into being beggars.
It was quite tight. And talking about the dollar, we did hear from the central bank governor that there's been stability. We've been tracking the dollar since about June, of 2024. There's been, some form of stability. We see the naira ranging between 1.5, like 1.6. Then we saw some gains. Did that bring any respite at all?
When you say, is it the government own or the reality? The reality on the ground is that, was it that? Go and ask an importer. I don't import, but the sum total of the importation gets to us as bakers, because everything you see there, from the wheat to the sugar that comes from Brazil and everything, almost everything is imported. It's only a few that we manufacture here, maybe ascorbic acid, maybe some softeners, you understand? And even those people that are manufacturing it, the government does not make deliberate effort to support them. Energy is a big problem in Nigeria today. And look, the Nigerians must begin to come to the fact that there must be a conversation around the price of AGO, automotive gasoline oil, that's diesel, and LPG. We use it a lot, The price of PMS, everybody is fixated on PMS, as though PMS is the engine. PMS is not it. What drives inflation in Nigeria? What has upended inflation to 34.6% and food inflation to the 39.93% we have today is what? It's diesel. I was into commodity before. I bring in rice from Taraba. I stopped doing it when the price of diesel increased to about 1,007. What I was doing with 500,000 skyrocketed to 3 million for transportation between Jalingo and Lagos. So, and for us as bakers, that is one big elephant in the house. And for other manufacturers, why are Nigerians manufacturers, why are we not having conversation around diesel? Why is all the conversation around olive oil? Why are we not having conversation around...
We've seen the refineries, even some of the government refineries come online. We've had the Dangote refinery. They've been producing AGO, that's in 2024. And we did see the price of diesel come down.
Marginally.
It came down.
Marginally. Right. It was 1,750. It was 1,000. It was 1,750 or so.
I think it did touch
about 1,250 and 1,003, depending on where you are sourcing from. Right. But where was it coming from? 200 and something naira. So we are saying today we have the Dangote refinery, and thank Aliku for all he's done. All right, you cannot discontinue the fact that he's coming and been very bullish and drive down the price of PMS. And he did that much for diesel too, but we want it to come down.
And we see the NNPCL refinery and the Dangote refinery giving Nigerians a present in December.
Yes, no, not Nigeria.
For PMS.
PMS was only for MRS, and that's where I buy my fuel now. And NNPC reciprocated with, I think, $8.99 for their own filling station. How many NNPC stations are across Nigeria? Okay, how many of them are in Oka? How many are in everywhere? They give franchise, but when you get there, it's not the actual thing. Most of it is like audio. You understand? It's make-believe. How many MRS are even in Lagos here? So averagely now, even the fuel is about, I think, 1,040 naira. If you talk about the predominance of other oil markets, you understand? So there must be conversation around it as bakers, as premium bread makers of Nigeria and other bakers and industries as a whole. Please, diesel needs to come down because that is what is causing the price of food and every other thing to soar. If they want to bring food from the north down to south, nobody uses fuel. What they use is these trailers, articulated vehicles. That's what they used to bring the cow and everything. So by the time they factor in the cost of diesel, the price goes up. The same thing for LPG. Most industries are running on LPG today, gas today, but the price keep going up. For my members that are using it, some of us transited from using diesel to burn our oven, the furnace in our oven, to gas. Gas became even more expensive. You understand? So there must be that conversation of an energy mix in Nigeria. We tried solar did not work. We wanted to do solar in my bakery. They said we should go and look for about 200 million. Where can I get that money?
That means it would have worked if not for the cost.
Yes, it will work. But I went to my banker to help me. Bankers look at the whole thing and bolted because they know I'm not into oil and gas. Is it the one kubo you are doing in bread that you come and used to pay them 200 million back? You know, you understand? But when they came, they gave us and my members, and they came and made presentation to us. We wanted to kill, but the cost was killing. So please, these are the enablers that drives business in the country. As we look towards 2025, we hope that these things that we are pointing at, the government will look at them very seriously. So that
and we know there's that saying, you know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So what kind of innovations did we see, you know, in your industry, even though 2024 was a tough year?
The innovation we saw was that we were able to remain, some of us were able to remain afloat. And without the storm. You know, and the fact that we were able to do it was very miraculous. You understand? I mean, you couldn't say it was maybe because you are the best planner. Yes, we did our planning, we did our sensitivities and all of it, you understand? Because as much as you do all this whole thing, you know, faith must have a place in it. You understand? You do your planning, of course. I believe in work, and then the spiritual comes to it. So the way we even survived it, you can't even believe. And in all of these things, they will pursue you for tax. Local governments are there chasing you across the country. If you want to cross into Anambra State, it's wahala. If it is here in Lagos, everywhere, Owoda, to be beating our boys, collecting money, state government and all of it. When you compare, you write to the state government, like in Lagos, here, you write to the Commissioner of Transport that you want to see the man. He's very arrogant. He doesn't even want to give you this thing. Some of them are so arrogant, they forget that they just be there for 4 years and they are there to serve us. So the government too must be very responsive. As much as the federal government is doing their bit, the state and local government must follow pari passu. You understand? So for bakers, it's been very, very tough. I just hope that in the last quarter of this year, the moratorium on wheat and grain import that the president graciously gave Nigerians came into being, you know, and then there was a bit of stability in the price of. That was why you didn't see bread go up again. There was a bit of stability in the price of flour. You understand? There was a bit of stability in the price of commodity. The only thing that kept going up was ururu. You understand? Wheat, yeast, softener, and all of that. If those ones are going up, we don't even care too much about that because the elephant in the house is where you pick a 50 kg bag of flour. You finish it, that means you are doing 100% of it. And it is about 60% of our cost, 55 to 60% of our cost. Sugar is about 12%. Add those two, you are doing about 70-something. So once those two are upended, it affects everything we are doing as an industry. You understand? So I am calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look at the 6 months he has given, push it again backwards to maybe 2 years, so that Nigerians can at least be able to afford bread, be able to afford other things, grains, like maybe even corn, sorghum, and all of it. I was reading the other day that the government has, I think the sorghum came into Nigeria or something. So please, Mr. President, sir, as bakers, we are appealing to you to extend that moratorium, please, on the VAT and import waivers for wheat, because it has been helpful to us as an industry.
Right. And have we seen anything from the subnationals when it comes to support? Or expectations there?
Well, it's only Lagos State that you can only say supporting. There are Lagos State LSETF, Lagos State Employment Scheme. They are doing their bit. You understand? Post-COVID, they helped us a lot, but they can still do more. You understand me? Now, before they could give up to 5 million, 3 million, I think there's a cap of 1 million on it in it now. Maybe because the government of Lagos, maybe they are overwhelmed too, I don't know, or maybe because they didn't have a DG. Because I was just reading that the State Assembly just passed, they just approved the appointment of a new DG or GM for the LSETF. So maybe with the coming of that lady into office again, it can be better days for bakers in the subnational. Lagos State, you understand me? Ogun State wanted to do something, but when you get to Ogun State, the woman that was there in their own Ogun cares, she was too arrogant. She doesn't want to listen to anybody. You understand?
You seem to notice the arrogance.
Yes, that woman is arrogant. She doesn't even want to listen to anybody. You will call her, she will not even pick your call. You understand? Are you there to serve us, or are you there to serve yourself, madam? You know, what else you need a facility?
We'll try and reach out to them.
You don't want to give us Ogun State. You don't want to give us facility.
I'm sure they're not that arrogant. Maybe they just come across as that, but we'll definitely find out. To see who is arrogant.
Bring her here to come and tell us what.
We'll invite them. We'll invite them over. I'm sure.
But Lagos State have been, at least to the best of their abilities, they are doing their. So of course, what do you expect? Lagos is center of excellence. You understand? So the people follow Lagos in Nigeria. You understand me? But we want them to do more, especially in the area of multiple taxation. People barging into our bakeries, beating up our boys on the road. Too many urchins around the highways and the state roads. You understand? They're beating people.
And all of that driving up
the cost. And you understand? Before you know, they will say, this one, they don't catch you 150,000, they don't tow moto. No human face to it. We've partnered with LASTMA in Lagos State and ATMA in Anambra State and all of that to see what we can do for our members. Bakers are really, really suffering. So if we must produce this daily bread for Nigerians, we must breathe for us to be able to
because this is the daily bread God has provided. But now it's for production.
It's spiritual.
It's a production issue. Thank you so much. Always great to have your perspective, Engineer Emmanuel Honora, as the President, Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on.
Let's keep hope alive.
Compliments of the season. Happy New Year.